Hey, what's up, friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And it is officially the first episode of January 2025. You can see that I have the Christmas stuff taken down, my friends. The holidays are over and it's time to get back into the swing of things. And so we have an amazing guest lined up for you this morning. The magical, the one, the only Kim Bollom. We also are going to be talking to you here briefly, reminding you that we are going to be infiltrating, invading Austin, Texas, January 31st, February 1st, and February 2nd of 2025. And so if you can be there, Jalen, let's get up a banner with some info about how they can find out about the event. There's still some tickets left. You can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll, ENROLL, to get more information. And one of the people who is going to be gracing the stage with her brilliance is going to be Kim Bollom, and that is our guest for today. Let's get into this. Please help me welcome back for like the 6th or 60th time. What's up, Kim? Welcome back to the show.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Dave.
How you feeling this year?
Good. It's going to be a great year. I'm here for it.
Yeah, for sure. And so what are you most excited about, Austin, and what do you plan on bringing in terms of, what are you going to be teaching people in that room?
I am most excited to meet everyone in person. I feel like I know people, but it's on such a virtual level, and just being face to face with people, there's so much connection to be had. So I'm super pumped for that. I will be talking about all things content, SEO, my personal batching strategy, and hopefully we're going to get some people the answers that they've been looking for as far as content goes.
Yeah. Well, we absolutely will. If you are coming looking for answers in terms of what's working now, how to do things, both the mechanics, but also the psychology and the dynamics, you're going to get all of that. But also, you were talking about just meeting people, connecting. There's also something that you all don't know that you'll walk away with, which is this belief that there's nobody out here who's better or in some way more deserving than you are. And I'm talking about, yes, you, Kim, but also those of you who are at home listening, which we're all at home, but in your own home listening, that Kim, me, anybody else who you see on a stage or you hear and you think, oh, wow, that person is in some way, shape, or form better than I am, you're going to have that limiting belief and that myth dispelled when you are standing next to Kim or you're standing next to me or whoever it is, and you look over and, I scratch my butt or pick my nose or do something human, right? Or trip and fall or spill my coffee in my lap or whatever and other, and you're going to go, holy shit. If this yahoo can do it, I there's something here. It's all in here. It's not actually out here. That's my kind of assumption and guess about what a lot of people are going to experience, and what comes up for you when I talk about that comparisonitis and just the way that we put people on a pedestal and what you've learned about where you fit into all of this and the fact that you're not as maybe good or as bad as you thought you were coming into this, that we all kind of, it's more of a level playing field than we think. Is this resonating with you?
1000%. Everything Dave just said, I can relate to. I have a gift. It's not one most people want, but and I've thought about this, like I've thought about maybe I should reach out to the Legendary team. My gift, and my husband hates it, but it's entertaining, is if there's a possible way to make a situation awkward, I can find that. I can figure it out unknowingly. So I'm like, let me know what I need to know before I start talking and make this situation really awkward. Spilling stuff on myself, forget it. Like, I yell at my kids all the time, like, eat over your plate. And then I'm like, food's on me. Mom's the mess. So we all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time. And my entire journey has been mindset. I am currently working, as I prepare this presentation, I'm currently working on my mindset and this imposter syndrome that I have had to admit, like, that's not going to go away. This imposter syndrome is going to live with me, but I recognize that I have to deal with it. I have to come to terms with it. It's getting better, but I've recognized, my husband checks me all the time. I just said something like 2 days ago, and he's like, "Why do you talk like that?" I'm like, "I don't know what's wrong with me. I just, that's, it's in here. It's obviously ingrained, growing up, societal, behavioral." But, and I'm so glad that I can be an example of, it doesn't happen overnight. Your journey is not going to be the same as mine, because you have to figure out how, what yours is going to look like, and then it's going to happen. And that timeline's, it's up. I don't want to even say it's up to you. It's just, it's going to take time to figure it out. Let it occur. I have so many people that will reach out to me and say, "I tried that and it didn't work." But that's just because you quit. You didn't allow it to work. So it's not that it didn't work for you. It's just that you quit.
Yeah.
Mindset is, if I could put a percentage on mindset in this journey, I would say it's like 90% of it. Boom.
It's 99 in my
Okay.
opinion. I mean, it's hold on a second. I've got things that are saying they're not plugged in.
This is real life right here.
Well, yeah, and look, I mean, I feel like my mindset, and I am also like a computer. I need to be plugged into something that's going to elevate my thinking, that's going to challenge my thinking. I mean, it doesn't take long to hang around somebody to know exactly why they're where they're at. The software that's installed is it's for that program, whatever the program is you're living in your life. That's the software that you have. It's your life's program. And if you want to upgrade your life, you need to upgrade your software. That means you need to plug in and unlearn, which I think would be like downloading or deleting old software, and literally upgrading, updating, reinstalling. I'm trying to use the analogy of how we use our phones, friends, because this is something that you can wrap your head around. Our brains are the same way. And it does not take long to hang around somebody to realize why they are exactly where they're at, struggling with the exact problems that they're struggling with. It's because of how they think. Thinking is a skill. Thinking is a skill, the same way that communication is a skill. It's nothing more than that. It's something you can learn how to do. And you don't know how to think. That's okay. You don't know how to think like an entrepreneur. You don't know how to think like a successful person. You don't know how to think like a millionaire. That's okay. You haven't hung around millionaires. You haven't hung around successful people. You haven't hung around successful business owners. You've hung around people and you've talked to people every day who are they're just there's nothing wrong with their life. It's just that they're not challenging and pushing the limits of their software. They're just living, operating with that software, and they're okay with what they have. They're not, there's been updates in their phone for 20 years and they've not updated it. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is somebody it's okay to hang around people who are working and still using an iPhone 2, but understand it's a choice. It's okay to hang around people who have not updated their software inside of their phone for 20 years, but understand it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, absolutely the skills that we're teaching in terms of the marketing, They're all important, and you're going to have to learn, just like if you did plumbing, the specific skills, the mechanics of the trade. But like a plumbing business, this business also requires you to upgrade the software of your mindset by plugging into higher level people who are more confident, who are bigger risk takers, who are not as afraid as you are about every little thing going wrong, who are willing to shoot first and ask questions later, who are willing to press the limits and ask for forgiveness later, who also approach problems differently. They don't focus on the problem. They immediately focus on the solution.
Mm-hmm.
These sort of people will almost by osmosis rub off on you if you hang around them enough, and stop hanging around people who haven't upgraded their software in 20 years. That's how simple this shit is. But you got to get there. You got to be there in the room, and then it will magically happen. I promise you. The hard work is saying, oh, I'm afraid to go do this thing because it's going to be uncomfortable. The magic is pushing through that and saying, oh, fuck, yeah, probably everybody in the room is going to be a little uncomfortable. But this is the difference between people who have upgraded their software and not, is the person who hasn't just sits in that fear and goes, yeah, that's uncomfortable. I don't want to do it. Whereas people who are winning in 2023, 24, 25 all say that shit's hard and uncomfortable, but everybody's probably dealing with the same uncomfortability. I'm going to do it anyways. And that's how easy winning is, Kim. It's literally, most people are not willing to push through a feeling. And so winning in 2025 for many of you is about just pushing through uncomfortable feelings. I know they feel so real and so heavy and so scary, but I promise you, each one of them passes. And depending on how you deal with each feeling, you either feel better or worse in the next feeling. You either build esteem or shame and regret. This is how confidence is built. You keep promises to yourself, and when you say, oh, I want to do this in 2025, and then that opportunity presents itself, you pull the trigger and you follow through with it. And you all the shit that I was just talking about over the last couple of minutes happens. You get in the room with upgraded people. They challenge your beliefs. You start thinking differently. Therefore, you start acting differently. And you make yourself proud by putting yourself in what was once a scary situation, realizing that it's not actually scary. That was just a feeling I was having, and I actually had a kick-ass time at the event and can't wait to do it again. Am I right, Kim?
1000%. I started focusing somewhere along the way. So I've been in this since November of 2022. Somewhere along the way, when I first started, I was working full time, like 50 hours a week. And I was busy, but along the way, I found more things, more value I wanted to add into my life. I wanted my kids to be able to do extracurricular activities, like the ones they actually wanted to do, like hockey. I can't afford hockey. I can afford it now. Thank goodness. My son has a hell of a time out on the ice. It's a perfect sport for him because he has asthma. And I found like I'm adding these things into my life and I'm like, whoa, we're insanely busy. But as I'm able to scale back on the work environment because I have this environment, I also noticed I trimmed a lot of fat of a lot of bullshit I was doing that was not providing any value in my life, to include people. There's a lot of people that I would talk to, text with, communicate with. And I don't want to say out of guilt. I love these people in my life, but it took my time and it didn't add value. In fact, if anything, it took away from me sitting down and maybe updating my funnel, from me re-strategizing my content because I felt guilty about not helping them in an emotional way. And so I just started, if you need me to fill your cup, come to me every once in a while. I'm here for you. Don't get me wrong, but you got to fill my cup as well. Yeah. And I found I had a lot of people in my life. I just needed to cut some fat. And I also found that as I am more present with my kids. I'm learning how to be well, I think I am anyways, how to be a better parent. Maybe my kids don't agree with that. But I mean, I'm at hockey, I'm at ice skating, I'm at guitar, I'm at the things. And what comes out of my mouth to my kids is stuff I need to hear and I use with adults as well. But we'll be playing a board game. I'm going to lose. You are. You're going to lose. Mom, well, if you talk it, that's how this life works. If you go into it that way, you're going to lose. The hockey, the sports, you guys get the gist. All the things. If you speak it, that's what's going to happen. And like with my son with hockey, like, oh man, we lost. And he'll say, it was my fault. You're on a whole freaking team. There's 17 of you. There's no way that's your fault. It's not the goalie's fault either. It's reflecting and being able to pick these things apart. And one of the most rewarding things as a mom is just last night he had a hockey game. They killed it. And as we walked out to the car, he's like, the first thing he said is like, we won. That was good. This is what I did well, but this is what I need to work on. I'm like, yes, we're doing it. Like, so, and adults need to hear this stuff too, because so many people are like, I can't do that. You're right. You can't. But when you start working on yourself, you become a better person. And like Dave is saying, you want to be in that room with those people. I don't want to be at the table with these people that are bringing me down, making me feel like I don't deserve to be here. I'm not going to, these skills are not hard skills. It was hard working wiping butts on the floor for 15 hours. That was hard. That sucked. I mean, there's a time and a place. I'm glad I went through that, but this is not hard. So that's what I got for you.
Choose your heart.
Yes.
2025 is about choosing your heart, and so it is absolutely hard to get to Austin, Texas and meet us for this upcoming mastermind. Sure, it is. But it's also so is living 2025 in the same cycle, in being in the same place, January 6th of 2026. And so choose your heart this year. If you want to upgrade your digital marketing business and your mindset, and you want to prepare yourself with the skills, with the psychology that you need to win in 2025, meet us in Austin. Grab a ticket and meet us in Austin. There are people in that room who are in the same exact place that you are in terms of, bought and wanted to start back in January of 2023. Life got in the way. You're not going to be behind in that room. There's going to be people in all facets, all phases of their digital marketing business. There's going to be people in their first month. There's going to be people in their first year or second or third year. There's going to be people who bought and went through education, didn't take any action, are coming looking to be pushed over that edge to kind of get back in motivation. There's going to be people who are there who are more advanced, who have been doing this for a year, who are going to be giving feedback. And of course, there's going to be people like Kim who are going to be speaking on stage who have, results that everybody wants. And so there's just going to be a lot of inspiration and people who are going to not only, add to your knowledge base and give you insights and even secrets, if you will, but also, man, you're going to meet friends and people who you'll likely stay connected with and who will be that support group that's so important in this process. Trying to do something alone is difficult, especially when we're built to do things in groups or as a village. So now all of a sudden you're real excited about this dream and this goal of entrepreneurship. You want to do it from home, and that makes sense. But remember, if you want more time freedom and flexibility, and you don't want to be attached to a ball and chain hot dog stand or lemonade stand type business, there's going to be some other things that are going to be challenges. There's going to be more isolation. So you have to come out and play, come out and socialize, come out and meet people, come out and network. Remember, there's all the benefits in this business of working from home, but that can also be a con because there's isolation. You can feel alone. I'm just trying to cover all the aspects for you because I know that we all try to talk ourselves out of things. Life gets in the way. Oh, we're taking a vacation in the summer, spring break. I can't do this. I don't want to ask husband or wife about this. We don't have the money, whatever it is. But there's also a lot of reasons to be there. There's a lot of reasons to come. And I'm telling you that they outweigh in the long term, they outweigh the short-term sacrifices that you or like your spouse or whoever is going to have to make for you to be gone for a weekend. Right? And this is what business is about. It's about making small sacrifices in the short term for bigger gains in the long term. And we do way overestimate what we can accomplish in like 30 days. Most people are like, yo, I'm going to get in and I'm going to be rich in 30 days. But they underestimate what they can do over time, over a year, right? Just like what you've done in a year or two. It's amazing, right? But you needed to stay and get through those first 90 days in order to get here.
1000%. The amount of confidence that I did not have at the beginning of this, like I had no confidence, and I feel like I come across as a confident person. I come across extroverted, that's for sure. Because when people say like, I'm not like you, I'm not extroverted, I'm like, well, funny thing is I'm not either. But and so I know I exude confidence, but again, going back to that mindset thing, I am now much more confident in being uncomfortable and vulnerable. It's human nature to, if you haven't experienced something, to have a knowledge gap. And I don't know why as adults we're so afraid of not knowing something. Like be open to learning, and failing is learning. If you quit, you're done, you failed. But if you're open to learning and failure, then the only way to go is to succeed. So if I learned anything, it's like fake the funk for a minute, fake the confidence, and it's going to come. You keep telling yourself you're going to win. You keep telling yourself, I am confident. I can do this. I am going to do this. The only thing that can happen is it's going to happen, whatever it is. I also am terrible at writing goals down, and I've been reading a book about goals. And I don't know if it was when I was in the military. Anytime somebody would be like, what are your goals? I'm like, to just like breathe in and out. I don't know, 5 years. Like, dude, I'm not sure. I would make them, but I'm going to be honest, they were not genuine goals for me. And I'm starting to read this book and how important it is to actually write goals down. And like climbing a mountain. What do you want to do in your life? Write them down. They don't have to happen this year. They don't have to happen right now. What do you want to do? Make some goals, because that's what makes that these people who are doing all these things and achieving all of these accomplishments, that's what they're doing. They're writing these goals and they're making them happen throughout their life. They're like, ooh, that can help with this one goal that I have. I've never had goals, so shit's not happening. Like, let's write it down. Let's get to it.
I agree. I hear you, and I have done. I'm just walking outside because I've got house cleaners here this morning who are vacuuming and making noise. So we'll come out here where it's sunny, and it's actually, the view is great. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful day this morning here in sunny Florida, and I agree. Write them down. I did this for years. I wrote goals down, and every New Year's Eve, I would reflect on the goals that I made for last year and set new ones for this year. And admittedly, I didn't do that this New Year's Eve, but it's something that I did. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'll do it here over the first month. I've actually been setting my goals now for 2025 for the past several months. And so you start to think about the year, even 6 months. A lot of companies, Jeff Bezos, if you hear him talk about product development, and some of the other, CEOs, Jeff Bezos, of course, is not the CEO of Amazon anymore, but in past interviews, he would talk about they're developing products that are coming out in 3 years, at that current time. And it's like, so if you're thinking about your 2025 goals today on January 6th, you're late. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just shows you why other people are winning. And winning's not that hard. This is the thing that I've learned about success. Success is actually not that hard. You simply have to be willing to work and do the things that other people are not willing to do, which is usually the basic stuff. It's not the super hard stuff. It's the basic stuff. Like post a piece of content every day. Like seriously, get into digital marketing and imagine this. You don't post content every day. You have to post content. Nowadays, if you're any sort of a business, you're creating content. But imagine getting into digital marketing and saying, I want to do internet marketing and then not post content every day. It's insanity, but we do it, right? That's the easy stuff I'm talking about. Now you're sitting there saying, but you're listening to this. I already know, friends. You're listening to this and you're saying, but Dave, it's hard to post content. No, it's not. You're making it hard. Because why? Not because you're not skilled, but because you're overthinking it, right? Maybe you don't have a clear content plan. Well, get your ass to Austin and Kim's going to give you a super clear content plan. And then guess what? You'll never have an excuse to not post a piece of content because that's basic. That's the difference maker in 2025 between people who are not successful and people who are successful. Are you willing to post a piece of content every day? Like for me, that was a big ass commitment to do Wake Up Legendary. And it's like, there's some days I don't want to do Wake Up Legendary. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about phasing Wake Up Legendary out for 2025. But I said, you know what? I've been doing this damn show every day for like 4 years now. It's just people expect it. It's just too good of a thing to just stop right now. I can alter it, but it's too, see the shift there? You go from where you're like, oh, I don't know if I can post a piece of content to where you systematize and you commit to something. And then it's like, shit, I don't know if I can stop posting content. You see the shift, right? That's some shit right there, Kim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never missed a day. I've posted content every single day, no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing. I have not missed a day of posting content. There's no reason. You can do a 7-second be reel and put some text over the screen with a pain point and write a 5-word caption. There's no reason to quit. You're your own boss. Why are you no call, no showing for yourself? Ooh, ouch. Does that hurt?
Damn, why you disrespecting yourself?
My bad. I told you I can make it awkward.
For real, it and I may do this, but a lot of times I'll ask people, I love to see their reaction, and I'll ask all of you the same question right now. It's like, if somebody worked in your business and put out the output in the work that you're putting out, would you pay them? I mean, would you pay them even minimum wage for the output of the work that they're putting out? Seriously, but would you pay them? I mean, what do you want? Like, think about it. I'm talking to everybody out there. What's a living wage? What's a living wage? Do you when you think, oh, I need to make a living wage, is that 50,000 or 30,000 or 70,000 or 100,000? Okay, whatever that living wage is, here's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine somebody working inside of your business right now, and you're paying them that living wage to do the work that you're doing. Would you wake up every day and say, man, I'm getting my money's worth? I have never had somebody work this hard for this much. I'm going to do everything that I can to help this business succeed because this person's working so hard in my business. Because guess what, friends? That's how I feel about my best employees. That's how I feel. They work so hard, and you'll meet Julie McDonough. Actually, excuse me, Julie Young. She's just recently married at the upcoming event at the mastermind. Now, Julie's worked for me for like 10 years. She works so hard in Legendary in this business that I want to work and help her, just be as successful as possible because she's so loyal and hardworking. Now, think about yourself in your business. If you were paying yourself that living wage or somebody to do what you're doing right now, would you think you're getting a great deal or a shitty deal and want to fire that person? You got to be the hardest working person inside of your business. Right, Kim? I mean, you can't just expect that somebody's going to come along and, oh, this person's going to save my business, because they're going to come in and do the shit that I'm not willing to do. That's not how it works.
1000%. Nobody's going to do it for you. Figure it out. How are you going to do it? You're in charge. Make it happen. The beauty of this is, I mean, I was so frustrated. I was not a good corporate employee. Like, I was a really hard-working corporate employee, top ranks, pay increases, blah, blah, blah. But I was the worst at it because what I wanted to do for those businesses, the policy says, we've tried that in the past. I get to make the calls now. So you get to make the calls. So what do you want it to look like? That's people ask me all the time. What should I do? What do you want to do? That you have the freedom to choose what you want to do, what you want it to look like. It's the internet. It's social media. That you can do anything. People sell poop. Like, you can do anything.
They sell feet pics.
They sell placentas. Like, just
could I get is that worth anything?
So I would buy those, maybe not the feet.
I mean, it's like, what are we so afraid of? If people are selling poop, placentas, and feet pics, like, what do you think that you're going to say in your content on social media that's going to be so embarrassing that your family or the world's going to look at you and say, oh my God, this person is such a despicable disgrace to humanity that we must kick them out of society? No. There's a place for you, the poop seller, the placenta seller, the feet pic seller, no matter, it's like whatever you're doing. The beautiful thing about 2025 is, this was true in 2024, the internet has leveled the playing field. We're in this interesting time right now to where you can have a full-time job and also an internet side hustle that you can make money on. You just have to understand that there's a different mindset you're going to have inside of your business than you've had with stuff in the past. It's not just a hobby. Anybody can do a hobby. That's the thing that we're trying to drive in. And this is like Entrepreneur University is kind of partly what we do here, because it's like we can't. Wouldn't we sell so much more if we were like, look, this is like a hobby. Is all you do is just get in and just, it's easy. It's just you do it in your spare time. You have fun with it. You make an extra $100,000 a year. It's really, it's fun. You just do it in your spare. That's not what this is. Mm-hmm. You love that message, though. People love that message. They love to be sold that dream. Right. Now, look, you like that. I know you like that. No, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear this is easy shit and you're going to be a millionaire overnight. But here's the truth, is that this shit's hard. So why not just be like, go into it knowing, okay, this is hard. I'm going to have to do things a little differently over here. I'm going to have different, there's going to be something. I'm going to get out what I put in. I mean, I almost think that this is true. If I want to be really brutally ruthless this morning, I could say how you do one thing is how you do everything. Honestly, if you suck in your job right now, you're probably going to suck in your business, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you have a job right now, the best way to know if you're going to be successful in your business is see how successful you are in your job. Can you do that? Right? Now, I know we're unemployable and all that because us entrepreneurs, we think we're, so unique. But the truth is that a great entrepreneur could also be a great follower if he or she needs to be. You have the skill to be able to do a good job. Trust me, the better of an entrepreneur I've got, the better at being humble and listening and just being a cog in the wheel on a team if I need to be. I don't have to be the superstar. I don't have to be the boss. I can just be helpful. So I know I could do a job if I had to go get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the things that you can, this is just some straight real ass talk. Now you can pay to be coddled and have an adult diaper changed and lied to and say, hey, yeah, you're going to make $1 million doing nothing. Or you could come to Austin and hang around with some real ballers who are doing real stuff, making real money. We're not going to tell you what you want to hear, but we're going to tell you what you need to hear. And with that being said, we're coming into over what I even wanted to give them today, Kim, because you know what I mean?
Dave said 30 minutes and it's been 38, y'all.
So what's your final piece of wisdom for 2025 this morning for the people?
Show up for yourself and don't treat it like a hobby. Take it seriously. Learn something. Step outside your comfort zone. You might be surprised what happens.
You might just surprise yourself.
Come to Austin.
Yes, meet us there.
Yes.
You can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll to get your ticket. And of course, you can find and follow Kim over on Facebook and Instagram at Rise Up with Kim. Kim, it's always a pleasure. See you in Austin about 20-something days.
Yes. Thank you, Dave.
Stay legendary, my friend. See ya.
Bye.
All right, my friends. What a way to kick off a year. I'm back live here this morning. This is the first episode back live. Of course, we had best of 2024 playing through the holiday break in a couple of days into January, my friends. We're going to be doing a few things this week. It's Monday. We're going to be doing a raffle here for some prizes if you got registered for the upcoming event by the 31st. So I'll do that raffle live just in case you were tuning in wondering about that. I'll do that live. We just got to cut up the names and put it in the thing and make it fair and show it live, and so you know that we did the real deal. But really, it's all eyes on Austin right now for Legendary Marketer. We're going to be meeting there with a fantastic group of people for our Austin 2025 January Mastermind. So go, my friends, and get your ticket. You can meet us there. There's still tickets available to legendarymarketer.com/enroll and grab a ticket. Meet us there. We've got a hotel, all the things. We'll be in a beautiful boutique hotel right there on, I believe it's called 6th Street. Anyways, whatever the main downtown street is right there in Austin, Texas. Really cool internet marketing city, too. Austin is kind of a tech central city. Of course, a lot of people are moving from California, including Elon and Tesla, right, to Austin and to surrounding areas inside of Texas. Anyways, Austin is a really cool city. I was there for an internet marketing event back when I first got started in this whole internet marketing game. It was about 2010 or so, and I had placed in an affiliate contest. And I got flown out and invited to a winner's party out in Austin, Texas. And it was a lot of fun, and I hooked up and met a lot of internet marketers that I still know to this day. It made the business real for me. It made things real for me. Those were the type of events throughout my career that have made me feel more connected, given me insights, helped me form partnerships and find friends and just people that I can, that have worked for me or I've worked with. And you never know what you're going to find, but you will find something. It will be powerful, and you will have breakthroughs, both that you expect and don't expect. And I can't wait to see and hear about all of them. I'm going to be there. You're going to be amazed at this mastermind, how exclusive or inclusive really it is. Everybody is going to be just hanging out, approachable, accessible. We'll make it real comfortable and fun. Plus, we party. We've got a big, awesome party that we throw on Saturday night. All the information will be given to you when you register for the event. So go register for the event. Go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. I promise you this ticket price is way undervalued. The price of this mastermind should have been raised 4 years ago. but it stayed consistently at, I don't even want to say the price because it's disgustingly low. But my friends, we will not offer this sort of experience at this price into by the end of the year. The prices, they better be raised. My team and I better have hiked these prices up, or I don't know. You should publicly shame me inside of wherever you want on social media, because you could make videos about me and say this guy is undercharging. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's insulting to all of us out here who are trying to get paid what we're worth, because these guys over at Legendary Marketer are literally undercharging for the value, and it's despicable and disgusting. You can say that out on the internet if I haven't raised our prices. I say all that to say that right now, the price is the same that it's always been for a mastermind ticket. There's no discounts, by the way. There's no discounts. We don't do discounts. We don't comp people. We're not doing a little 20% off little backroom deal. But I'm just saying they're disgustingly low for the experience that you get. So go and get a ticket and meet us there, for both us to have the privilege of being in your presence and you to have the opportunity and privilege to be in the presence of all the amazing human beings that are going to be in that room. Thanks again, Kim, for an amazing episode this morning. We'll see you back here tomorrow, my friends, for another one. Get out of here. Peace.